All right, guys, so I got a Peavey Decade and I decided I wanted to make a video with it. All right, guys, if you're not familiar with this amp, it recently skyrocketed in popularity because Josh Homme mentioned it in an interview with Mark Ronson, and he says he used it for all the Queens of the Stone Age stuff, or a lot of the Queens of the Stone Age stuff. I forget the exact quote, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that clip by now, because that clip's been out for a little while. But anyway, it recently skyrocketed in popularity. The amp was originally a very affordable amp. It's a very small, affordable amp, and it has skyrocketed in price. And people have a lot of different feelings about it. So I wanted to make a video today where we just kind of had a listening party checking it out. So for this video, I also got access to a prototype guitar that's made here in California, and we're going to be pairing that with this amp and a few other amps, a couple other amps, and some microphones, an arrangement of microphones. So this guitar, it's made by K M Guitars. It's their Starlight model. It was created in a family-owned guitar builder workshop here in Temecula in California in a place called Acacia. And it's their Lilac and Lavender model. And this guitar company is very special to my heart because it is female driven. So their whole goal is making guitars for women, by women. I've seen statistics that women are more than 50% of guitar purchases, at least in recent years. And it is very male driven from the production standpoint. So I just think it's great that they're female driven and their guitar is beautiful. And it's an alder body, maple neck, and ebony fretboard with Lawler P90 pickups. And if you're looking for a mental anchor on this guitar, you can compare it to something like a Fender Jazzmaster or a Strat. So I had a couple of friends help me out with this video. I am not a guitar player myself. I can only play a few chords and I don't do it very well. And so you might recognize my friend Nick. He's been in some of my other videos and he's going to be playing most, if not all, of the guitar parts for this video. And he also brought some of the amps that we're going to be listening to today as well. So I'm going to put a link to his band in the description below. So feel free to check that out. Help support Nick. Thank him for helping us out today. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be listening to this Peavey Decade with various microphones. So I am going to be using the 57, the e906, the M160, and the 421 on this amp. And then we're also going to be listening to a few other amps to compare, so we can compare between different microphones on the amp and different amps with the guitar. So the other amps that we're going to be using are a Dirt Road, a Musicmaster, and then I also want to dig into using the STL Tones Amp Hub amp simulation plugin in combination with this guitar. So I'm going to be running the DI signal through the STL Tones Amp Hub plugin. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that in a separate video though. So I think this video is going to be at least a 2, maybe 3-parter. So I might split the listening party for the different amps up into 2 videos, and then I'm going to have a separate video where we run the DI signal through that Amp Hub simulation. And we've actually already recorded a lot of this footage, so I'm going to actually read some notes to you guys about how we did it specifically so you know what you're listening to. So for the guitar specifically, we had it in the middle position with both pickups, and both knobs are dimed on the guitar. And then for our actual signal routing, we had the guitar going through only a tuner pedal, and then we went into my Neve RNDI. And for the amp side of things, when you're listening to the amp through reamping, what we have is we have the signal going out to the amps, and then my microphones are picking up the signal, and those are being run through my Great River preamp with similar settings. And I'm not going to be doing any processing to what you're listening to, except for I might add a level matcher, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to. So that's what you're going to be listening to. Of course, YouTube does add some processing to the audio, just so you know. And I will be making these sessions, well, it's just one session. I will be making this session available to my Patreon patrons. So if you want to listen through your DAW, you want to listen to the raw audio without the YouTube processing, please check out my Patreon. So it's patreon.com/Cato Noise. Okay, and I think the only other thing before we get started today is that Nick had a few notes on how he picked the riffs for this video. So Nick did pick which riffs you'll be hearing today for the video. He's the guitarist. It made sense, right? But he wanted you to know that he didn't just pick the obvious Josh or Jack riffs for this video. He would try to pick stuff that he would want to hear through the amp before making the decision to purchase it. So he also has some parts from Johnny, Chantel, Annie, and Mackenzie. So we have a arrangement of different riffs, so it's going to be a lot of fun. and it should be a fun listening party. All right, so I think that's everything I wanted to mention before starting this video. So I'm going to cut to the listening party footage for you guys. I'm going to be putting chapters in the description, so hopefully you guys can jump to the different sections and, you know, jump to whatever you want to hear when you want to hear it. And that's it. I hope you enjoy it. All right, so I think I'm going to cut the video there. There's going to be a part 2, so I'm going to put a card up on the screen to part 2 as soon as it's released. So please go ahead and check that out to hear more. So I hope you guys liked it. And, you know, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Josh Homme actually used this amp for the Queens of the Stone Age stuff, or is he just messing with us? I know that's a question people are wondering about. And, you know, let me know if you want to hear more in a future video with this amp. So, for example, do you want to hear it recorded with different mics or with a different setup of some kind, maybe with a bass, for example, or reamping drums or something fun like that, reamping vocals, maybe with another guitar? Let me know in the comments below. I can put it all on a list for a future video. And keep an eye out for part 2 of this video where we're going to be using this guitar with the STL Tones Amp Hub simulation. And we're just going to be listening to that, seeing how we like it, what we think of it. Just having another listening party. Super low key. I think it's low key. I don't know. Anyway, you know, as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I would appreciate all of that stuff. And I do have a Patreon, so it's patreon.com/CatoNoise. Thank you to all my patrons. I will be making this session available for you guys, so keep an eye out on the Patreon feed for that. And I come out with new videos every Wednesday, and thank you so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to check out the links in the description. I'll have links to things. Okay. Button, 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 button. If you know, you know. Oh, and you know what else? I'm not sure if I'm going to be making a NAMM recap video, but I did go to NAMM this year, 2022. So I have been posting on my Patreon Discord notes and photos and talking about what I saw and why I thought it was interesting and stuff like that. So if you are on my Patreon and you have not checked out the Discord and you want to see some NAMM recaps, then go check that out. I don't know. Another reason to join the Patreon, I guess. Patreon.com/CatoNoise. That's all I wanted to say. I don't know if I announced this on my YouTube channel yet, but I got into Columbia University for grad school. So I'm going to be going to Columbia University soon. I'm really excited. It should be great. I'm really excited. I'm studying music and music education. It's a hybrid program. So I'm really pumped. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.